Hi, everybody. Hello. This is going to be a live video chat show for adults because we use adult things that are dangerous. So, but we're also a chat show where we like to interact with the chat room. And we are going to look for my channel so I can see everybody in the chat room right now. And it just takes me a second to get over in there. And here we go. We're going to do some felting tonight and some painting and some ATC card making. Yeah, we are. So I am just a few minutes early. So we're going to wait for everybody to get in the room. So we're going to just piddle around here and see what I can get down to the bottom of my desk. And it's kind of cleaned off. I did this Thursday night, this little girl here, and I said I was going to finish it up tonight. So I was wanting to paint the background, and I think I'll do it in a watercolor. Excuse me. I've been in here ratting around, and I got hot. Hi, Leah. Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a month of Sundays. How are you? I hope you're doing well. I'm doing well. I just started sneezing here a few minutes ago. Something in the room is making me sneeze. But I'm not going to blame it on anything in particular. The whole room. Hi, Esther. So I said I was going to finish this girl tonight and I was going to do something. But I can't remember now what I was going to do. I know I was going to paint the background, but I can't remember what else I was going to do. So it must not have been important. But we can paint the background. So let me get my paintbrush over here. And I think I'll do it in a blue. I got a couple of blues over here I can use. And just get a little extra water in here. So, hi, Chris. Chris streamed this morning. I saw a little bit of that. I wasn't up yet. I just saw the notification. So she likes to stream. She's a good painter. She's a good artist. So we're just going to put a little bit of watercolor on the background here. And between the hair a little bit. So I hope everybody's having a great day today. I have done absolutely nothing today. And I mean that. I haven't done anything. Just eat and lay around. So I hope you all had a more fruitful day than I have. I should have been in here. But I have been in here for about an hour. And I have been sorting through some things. And getting ready for tonight. Had to get ready for tonight. I decided I had a really good response. Thursday night, I decorated my altered chocolate box. Oh, she said, thanks for watching, Beth. I'll try to stream again tomorrow around 8:15 Eastern. Okay. And then she's got to go get her groceries. Sunday morning. Okay. That'll be wonderful, Chris. Even if it's just for a little while, we'll take you. We'll take you. You got to go get your groceries. I understand that. Got to eat. Shoot, Joe would go to the grocery store every day if I'd let him. We still had we still have milk, okay? We had enough milk for creamer, creamer in our coffee. So he I said we can wait till tomorrow and go get milk. You don't have to go get it today. But he can't stand it if we need something. He wants to go get it right away. But that's okay. So anyway, there she is. Esther's been working on her quilt squares. Okay. You're not sure if you liked them? Well, I'm not sure if I liked mine either, but it's about the giving part, and it's about doing it by hand and sharing with your friends. So put some really nice happy mail in there to make up for it. That's what I did. How about that, Esther? Hi, Carol. We were just finishing up uh, the other night's um, painting that I did, and she turned out pretty cute. So Lisa's going to the balcony. Okay, sweetie. Hi, Jennifer. So I'm going to put this over and let it dry. Got all kinds of things I want to do, but I thought I'd do some more felting. I'll show you real quick. Thursday night was my altered chocolate box. Christmas is thinking about me, and I was and I hunted for my velvet ribbon because this box needs a tie. So I thought a red ribbon would look pretty. But this was my doll box, and which was a candy box. And curiously, Michelle was doing a collab where there were going to be 13 days of altered chocolate boxes. And I was day 5. And I'm not going to tie this right yet because I want to show you what I did. So I decorated this, and I put all of these little dolls on the front of it, and I put these corners on there, which I love. And then on the side of the box, I've got these dolls. So when I stick this up on the shelf somewhere, I'm going to see these yellow dolls, and I'm going to say, oh, that's a doll box. I know what that is. So that's how that came about. And then I felted a little doll, and she got put in here, and she's the den mother of all of the other paper dolls. And this doll was made by Stephanie. This was a trade from January. We did origami dresses from Cindy's room, and I've got another one in here that Cindy made me, a doll dress, and she's down in here somewhere. And but anyway, this was an origami dress that Becca made me, and then this was the dress that Cindy made me, and they made it to the doll box. They're famous. Hi, Belinda. And so anyway, I decided my chocolate box was going to be a doll box, and I was cutting out all kinds of paper dolls all this past week, and these two little dolls came to me by messenger from Zippity. She sent me a whole bunch of these paper dolls, and some of them were patterns But anyway, I cut a few of them out and they made it to the paper doll box. So they're famous too. They're famous. And then I had some other dolls. And then, of course, I felted this doll last week offline. And I had some of the girls say, "Oh, show us how to felt." Well, I did. I felted this one Thursday night. If you want to go back and watch Thursday's video, I did felt this. And I'm going to felt something else tonight. And and then someone says, well, "Why did you put her in the box? You should have put her on the front of the box." Well, I could have, but I wanted to do this collage thing so bad that I just had this vision to do this, and I'm so glad I did. I love it. I really do love it. So anyway, that was the doll box project that we did, and it's going to have a red velvet ribbon to tie it close. And it will go on my shelves with my other doll books and my other doll things that I have in my collection. So that's all I'm going to show you that tonight. But tonight, I thought I would do some more felting and show you a little bit of how to felt and what you can make. And I found this cookie cutter, and I found these cookie cutters in my collection. I got a whole bag of cookie cutters um, uh, in my collection, and I've collected cookie cutters for years. I could say years. So anyway, there's a butterfly, and there's a heart for Valentine's, and there's another little tiny butterfly. And I use these cookie cutters with my pottery as well. So they are shared cookie cutters in the craft room, and I think that's a good idea. I think that's really cool that we can share. So I do have some felt, and you all yell out a couple of colors. What color should I make my butterfly? Um, we can blue. These two colors would look good together, the blue and the yellow. Shall we make a butterfly out of those colors? And I talked about felting, and there's all kinds of videos on YouTube all over the internet about felting. And there's videos and there's samples. There's videos for beginners. There's You can find beginner kits for felting in Amazon, and you can buy a kit. You can buy just the hardware, or you can buy just the yarn, the wool. There's all kinds of things that you can buy. Red and orange. Okay. Let me look for some red and orange too. I can do that. And so anyway, there's lots and lots of that's more of a burnt orange, but I've got a red too. But anyway, there's tons and tons of information on it. I'm not the orange and black. Yeah, that'd be good. Okay, well, I'll try these first. And and so if you do a felting, you need some kind of a cushion, a foam cushion to stab into, so that you don't break your needle on the table. Okay, that's the only reason why you need the foam. And you don't want to hit the table, or you will break your needles. And they do break fairly easy. Um, I will tell you, I've broken a few, but I've been doing this for several years, and it's a lot of fun. And there's places where you can buy your wool. There's different kinds of wool. You can go to a mill factory and and buy your wool from the sheep if you want to do something like that. You could, I buy my wool online, but I do have some raw wool in my possession, and with uh, where I have collabed with other people, friends, and there's lots of techniques, and there's lots of ways, different ways you can do felting. You can also do wet felting, and I like to do the single needle felting. It's very satisfying. And the cookie cutters is a great beginner uh, way of doing it to learn while you're learning. But as you can see, I still use the cookie cutter method because it's fun and it is easy. And it's a great way to demonstrate how to get a figure, by having a little shape to go with. And but I have videos about felting. If you go to YouTube and type Beth Schuler felting, 3 words, Beth Schuler felting, you will get some of my videos where I have done nothing but talk about felting through the whole video. 3 hours worth of felting, and every video, of course, I demonstrate something different. So I have done a lot of felting, and I also found my little felting book that I have over here that I can show you. I'll take a little break. Some of the felting things that I have done throughout the years. And here is my little book. See if I can do this without causing a craft-a-lanch. So here are some things that I have done online with you guys. I did them online in person. This was done back in 2021, and I did this one in January. I was going to try to do one every month, but it turned out I did one every week. So, so this one's a Santa Claus or snowman, and this is just a piece of felt that you buy from Walmart. A piece of felt, and then I felted on top of it with the wool that I have, and so you can see how detailed you can get. This one is a little angel, and I tried to be psychedelic with her. I tried to create different backgrounds, But I can, I get a picture, and then I try to uh, go. I use that as my inspiration. And this one is one of my favorites. I love her because I braided her hair, and I actually braided that wool there, and I felted it down, and that was in 2021 too. So that was a little angel that I did. And this was February. We had lovebirds. So hi, Michelle. Michelle, look, I'm showing you some of my felting creations. Now this one's very special. This was Valentine's, and this was in 2021. And and as I've talked about in the beginning, when felting first took place with humans, they didn't have um, textiles like we have today. They used animals. They used different kind of animals, fur and hair, and it's what they used to make their clothes with. Well, you can also felt with human hair, and this is human hair. This was my mother's hair. She saved me. She says, Beth, can you use real hair? And I said, yes, Mom, you can felt with real hair. Well, she saved me a jar of her hair. So I had to make a little a little heart out of my mother's hair. Well, I made this after she passed away. And her hair was this white. It was a silvery pretty white. It was very pretty. And she had 5 children. She had 3 boys and 2 girls. And I'm the last of the girl. So I made this in memory of my mother. It's very sweet and it works. It works. This was like a sunset or a sunrise, and this was also February because I made a heart. And here we did a little kitty cat, and I got a little bell. There's a little tiny bell. It rings, a little bell. And then this one is waves, and the waves are coming this way. The curl of the wave is coming this way, and I tried to grab that picture, and I put beads in it for sparkles and stuff and made it fancy with the beads and the pearls and things. That was just something fun to do. And here we did a frog and he's having lunch. And this one was there's a butterfly there. It was going to be a tree, and well, it didn't turn out to be a tree. It turned out to be a butterfly bush. And this was, when things go wrong, when it doesn't work out right, you just make it out with what you can make it out to be. And that's what that turned out to be, a butterfly bush with a butterfly. Hi, Janet. And this one is a parrot fish, and it's a make believe whimsical fish. Well, all of this is make believe, but something different, something fun. And here's a rabbit, and I tried to, capture the rabbit with felting. So these are things that you can do with your felting. Uh, but tonight I'm going to make you a couple little figurines here. I'm going to make a butterfly right now. So I'm going to add some yellow to this. And it's a pastel butterfly. So if you have any questions, let me know. Type in caps, and I might be able to try to answer your questions. But like I said, it's all over the internet. I'm not the only one that does it, and there are people who do this for a living. And those are the ones you want to learn from. Those are the people you want to watch. But if you type in felting in YouTube, you're going to get tons and tons of felting videos. So this is going to be like, when I get done with this butterfly, it'll be like an ornament. And you can tie a piece of yarn to it and you can hang it up. And I'm kind of I do a lot of ornaments. I like ornaments. They're easy to do and they're fun, and I can do them online and I can do them real quick. And I'm just doing a quickie tonight. I'm not, I don't have all my stuff out. Oh yes, there are different tools with felting. They have this one thing, and it's like a little square, and it's like a bottom of a brush, a soft brush, and you lay your wool on top of it, and you felt on the brush, and it holds it up for you. and it's just another tool that you can use. But again, your needle goes through the into the bristles so that you don't hit the table and you don't break your needle. And I always had number one rule was if you break your needle, you have to find the other end. It's very important that you find the other end and you tape them together real good and dispose of them properly. You don't want this to land in the carpet, and you don't want to step on it because you will have to go to the ER to get them to get it out. You don't want to step on a needle. These needles are very thin and very sharp, and they can go right through your finger, lickety split. And there are tools that you can put on your fingers, little cots to protect your little fingers and things like that. So, there's all kinds of neat little things that you can do to protect yourself. So I'm going to put some more of this orange down, and maybe I'll use some of this darker orange. And put a little bit of that on there. You draft it off and it'll come off if you tug it nicely. So I hope my internet's doing okay. I've been having problems with it, glitching and stuff. And I'm kind of disgusted with YouTube because it's doing it on here now. I don't know why. I don't know why it does that. And then I can go on StreamYard and it doesn't do that. But I only get 20 hours of StreamYard for free. So I have to save some of my StreamYard for when I have company, like when I stream on Tuesdays. I need my StreamYard on Tuesdays so I can have company. Because on Restream and YouTube, I can only be me, just solo. So I'm sorry for the glitchiness. Bear with me. So anyway, I'm just going around the edges in this butterfly cookie cutter, and I'm going to lift it off. And I have to peel it off every so often, or it will felt down permanently on here, and I don't want it to felt down permanently. So I can take and flip this over and put it right back down in the cookie cutter and go at it on the other side. And because you want to felt it on both sides. And you can felt it as tight as you want or as fluffy as you want. And I'm holding the edges of my cookie cutter, and I'm being very watchful where my needle is going. If I go, I'm going like I'm going 90 miles an hour, aren't I? So I don't need to go that fast. I can go this fast. But in order for me to do more, get more done in the stream, I got to go faster. No, I don't have to go faster. I go slow. And if I don't get finished tonight, we'll just do it again the next time I stream, right? That's how we'll go about it. So the idea is to stab it in and out in the same direction, straight, and not break your needle. So you want to be careful with your needle. And, as you felt, your felting gets a little bit smaller. It condenses because you're felting the wool, and it's getting tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter, and therefore it's going to shrink a little bit. And that is normal. That is normal for it to shrink a little bit. And then your edges get defined, and then pretty soon you can take the cookie cutter off, and you still have your butterfly, and you can go around the edges and make them a little tighter. And your needles, they come in different sizes. There's small, medium, and large, and then you have specialty needles. And the specialty needles and the smallest needles are for refining your project, and it makes smaller little divots in it, and it refines the butterfly and makes it more smoother and prettier. And you can get online, and you can also go get on Google and type in felting and then click images, and you will see all kinds of images where people have felted, uh, and they look real. You know, they're very realistic. They'll do figurines, people, and animals. Now, Chris Clue, she felts. She can felt. She does lots of felting, and Kellyanne felts. Paint Girly Lori has done some felting, and I have sent out little felting kits. Uh, Long time ago, I sent out some wool and needles to some of my friends on here that were interested, and there's been some people in the chat room that has dabbled with a little bit of felting, and just to get a taste of it. But you can buy the beginner kits, and you can get a very nice kit with all kinds of needles. It comes with a felt pad, it comes with tools, finger cots, and it comes with wool. You can get a kit for about $25, and it comes with everything that you need to begin to start felting. If you're interested in this project, you can go to Hobby Lobby. They carry the needles, and you can get you a small pack and get you a small pack of wool, and get you something a spongy to work with. They have them there, or you can find something at home. Maybe you have some upholstery foam rubber in the garage, or an old pillow that you can felt, and as long as the needle will go into it, that's doable. Okay, so it can be an old pillow that you might have. And I put down a clean piece of felt down so that I can see my project, and it makes it look prettier. This particular felt pad here, believe it or not, I got this in the mail with some medication that was on ice. And this was some of the installation around that medication. And I said, wow, that'd be a good felting pad. So there it is. I recycled it. I recycled this little guy. So you'd be surprised at the things that you can find around in the garage, or uh, recycle. You know, you can do that. So anyway, here's my little butterfly that I started, and I'm going to pick it up and flip it over, and it's nice and soft, and it's fluffy. There's the other side, and I like this. Isn't that pretty? It's kind of like a marble effect. So I'm going to continue to felt some more on this side. And like I said, you can do a little bit more detailing if you want to give it a little dimple right here, a dimple up here for the head, or where the body would go, and a little bit down here on the tail. And then this would represent one wing, and then the other wing down here. If you uh, do an invisible line right here with your needle, and detail that in. And then on the other side, continue to work around the edges. It's really enjoyable. It's supposed to be a slow process, and it might, you can spend as much time on this as you want. If you want to spend what I've been on it for about a half hour, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, you can spend another hour on this and really, really work on it some more. Let's see. I've got I've got a ghost up here. I've got an angel up here that's been felted. This is a little angel that I made last year, and it's made with white. And I put a little bow around her neck and a little bit of ephemera, a little charm on her. And I put a little ring up here for her halo and made a little angel. So she's real sweet. That'd be sweet to make, um, like for Easter or something, or any kind of a holiday. This would be a great. You can do Christmas ornaments and everything. And then I've got a ghost up here that I made, and there's a cat too. I felted a cat, a little black cat last year, and they get lint on them, and you have to fluff them up a little bit. But there's a little black cat, and then here's the ghost, Casper. And you can get creative. You can get really creative with what you make, you know. And like I said, I like these. These were not. This was probably done with a cookie cutter. The cat was, but the ghost wasn't, and neither was the angel. And you just make things up as you go. And so the butterfly, if I can get this butterfly done, we can put it in the butterfly book. Hi, Alabama. Come on in. So that's why I picked the butterfly, so that we could put it in the butterfly book. And I like the marble. There's two shades of orange, two different shades of orange, and then a shade of yellow. And I really love it. I think it looks really pretty. But you can continue to do and this will pull. You can pull this apart. It is it's still vulnerable to be tore up, so it really needs to be felted a little bit more. So in refining, you want to go to the edges and watch your fingers and take your time and go around the edges and make them stronger. And every time you poke it in and poke it out, you are felting that wool together. See if any questions. If you have any questions, type them in caps for me, and I'll try to answer your questions. But I've done this 100 times, and okay, Steffi. Okay, honey. We'll see you later. You can watch later. Thanks for coming in. That's right. That's right, Steffi. Thank you. So anyway, I have done uh, lots of different figurines. I've done little boys and girls. I've done dolls. Um, every cookie cutter you can think of, gingerbread man and Christmas ornaments galore. Every cookie cutter, every holiday. I was looking for a clover, and I thought maybe we would make a green one for St. Patrick's Day. And while we're talking about St. Patrick's Day, we already uh, have our February swap is in progress. Okay, it's closed and it's in progress. So everybody should be getting their felt squares for the February's 4x4 felt quilt, not felt, but our quilted 4x4 square done up. I showed it how many different ways you can make them, and you should be getting them ready and into the mail by the 15th. That is the due date to be mailed, the 15th. So all of those are in the trade. If you need a reminder, if you can't remember your names, let me know. I've got the book right here. I can look you right up and fix you right out. I've already mailed mine out, so I'm done with February swap. And so now we can talk about March. Our March swap, we're going to do St. Patty's Day, and I've chosen ATCs. So I thought I would try to attempt to make a clover out of felting tonight after I do the butterfly. And I also got the heart out just in case, it is Valentine's. I did make Joe a Valentine card. He's outside. And I could make him a heart and put it on top and give it to him with his card. Something handmade. He would appreciate it. He would love it. He would hang it up. So the butterfly's almost done. I'm pretty satisfied with it. And then I can get some thread and make him some antlers on the butterfly. I've got those stamens in my possession. I've got some of those over here I can get and put a pair of that. I'll put those on there to make his antlers. And let's see if I can find them real quick. Oh yeah, that's what we'll do. I got some of these guys, and you get these in the floral department. They're those little stamens that go in the middle of your flowers that put off the pollen. Well, I'll use them for antlers. So all I have to do is lay that down there like that, and then I put a little bit of uh, wool over top of that in the middle of it, and I can felt it down onto the butterfly. You could also stitch it down with a piece of thread. So, but this is fun to do too. It's part of the building. So I got a little bit on there. Let me put another little piece just for good measure. So I got a little piece of wool, and I'm going to lay it right over top of the middle and felt it down on both sides, and it will hold his antlers on. And if you want to make a body, you could take another piece of color. You could use black, or you can use maybe this little bit of bluish purple that I have here. Take a little tuft of this and put it down for his body, and just tack it down a little bit, and that'll be his body. And that's good. Just stab, stab, stab. Just real easy. You don't have to be too rough with it. It'll get on there. So I got a tail, so I'm gonna lift this up. Have to lift it up, or it will stab. You will felt it down. And I've got the antlers are right here in the middle, and I'm bringing this tail back over to the other side so that you can see it on both sides. So the body, it'll be double-sided, so no matter which way it hangs in the window, if you hang this up in the window, you can see it from both sides. Does that make sense? And if you want to get real fancy, you can put veins in your butterfly and do the stained glass look. So here we go. Here is our here's our little butterfly. Now he's still a little fuzzy, and I prefer him to be a little bit more detailed, and so I need to continue to work on him and just play with it. But I want to watch that needle. I don't want to stab myself, and I want to get all those little ends fuzzies in. But I'm pretty happy with that right there. That is so cute. And go back over these invisible lines. And go around it until you get it, till you're happy with it. Now I've got my fingers spread apart so I don't hit my fingers. And after you do this for a few years, you've got some seniority, and you can get a little bit more braver and how far you want to be away from it, the needle. But I also have long fingernails, and that comes in handy. Your nails comes in handy. But when I go around this edge over here, I'm very far away. I'm real far away. And I'm getting this wing up here a little tighter. And it's working. It's working. It's a relaxing project. It's a fun project. You cannot do it in front of the TV. Nope, nope. That's illegal. That's against the law. You will poke yourself. I promise you. Try it one time in front of the TV and say, "Oh, I won't. I'll watch. I'll watch." No, you won't. You watch TV and you'll stab yourself. I promise. So the next thing I would want to do is maybe get a little piece of string, and then you could hang this up. And let's find the end of this. And if we can't find the end, we'll make an end. You know how to do that? If you can't find the end to your string, you just make a new one. So I take a regular darning needle, any kind of needle. It doesn't matter how big or small. Big old fat one will work. And I've just got this embroidery thread, and I'm going to go through the top of uh, my butterfly here, and then I will take the needle off, put that away, and then I can hang this little guy up in the window or on a doorknob. And on the kitchen, doorknobs are cute. In the kitchen's cute. In the bedroom, in the bathroom. You can hang it up anywhere you want. So there's our little butterfly. And again, I can still work on it. I can add beads. I can add some beads to them and make them fancy. But we'll put this in the butterfly book. I'm going to leave them out for now, but let's go over here and make want to do a heart for Valentine's Day, and I'll make a heart for Joe. He's my sweetheart. And I think I've got two different shades of red. This shade is a little bit lighter, so I'm going to use both. So hi Joyce, Brenda. Have I said hi to everybody? Jassy. Hello everybody. We're doing a little felting class right now. I did this. I felted a doll on Thursday, and so I got fever. I got the fever, the felting fever. So I decided. I had a couple of people ask me about it. Uh, more questions about it because I did it real quick when I was making the candy box, and so I said I'll do some more tonight, and so I've decided to make a few little ornaments tonight. So this is one red. I'm just patting it down a little bit. And now I'm going to use the other red on top of it. I could also add a little bit of white to that. And red and white looks good together. And you can lay it straight across, or you can curl it up, or put it in there any way you want. So I got that red going on, and I'll put some more of that other on top of this. And this is going to be for Joe. This will be his little Valentine present from me. You can also blend your wools. You can make colors. Red and blue make purple. Yellow and blue make green. Yep, you sure can. You can blend your colors. So this just takes a few minutes to get it going. And I will show you while I'm thinking about it. I do have my tools right here. I keep my tools at close bay. I don't know why, but I value my tools. But this is all my needles. I've got sewing needles in here too. But I have this little tool here, and this holds 3 needles, and you can felt 3 times as fast by doing it. So that tool comes in handy, and you can see how fast I started felting that down right there. You can see how fast it got started. I also have another tool that has 5 or 7 needles in there. Now these needles are the baby needles. These are the small needles, and this has got a protector sleeve on it. So when you push down, you can't get your fingers underneath it, because it's got a little slide bar on it, and it protects your fingers. So you lay it and go straight down with this one, and this is 5 times as fast as the single needle. So you can see how fast that one goes. And then I have one even bigger. This was donated to me by Teresa, and this one has 7, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think it might even hold 8. But it's got 7 needles in it, and it has it comes apart, and you put the needles on there, and it does it 7 times faster than anything else, than the single needle. And when you're working on bigger projects, or if you're interested in getting your projects done a little faster, if you're in a hurry, or you trying to produce more than one at a time, and you're mass producing, then you would use this needle, and it works. And this has got the large needles in it. And so again, as you get closer to the end of your product, you would use these finer needles for finishing up, and they go down in there real easy. They're super easy to go through. So once you get your project started, this foam rubber is real squishy. Then you want to lift it up so that you don't felt it down all the way. And you will leave residue on the back on your white if you use white. I like to do 4 corners and do color coordinate where I felt. If I felt red, then it would be in this corner, and I felt white, it would be up in this corner, because if I felt white on top of that red, I can pick up some of that red, and it wouldn't be Snow White, if I was doing an angel or something. But yeah, I don't know what's going on here. So anyway, I pull it up, and I stick it back into the heart, and then I felt it some more from the other side. And then when I get to where I'm happy with that, I can continue to add more wool. And if it's enough, then I can stop with adding the wool, and I can get my single needle out and start refining those corners and edges, and make them a little bit firmer by poking at them, because they're loose right now. And you continue to felt it till it holds together. And it's the same thing over and over and over. But just a few minutes ago, this is what that was. It was this. And then you've made something. Now, if you're really into it, hi, Jackie, you can get onto these farms where they raise the sheep, and they harvest the wool from the sheep, and you can watch them shave the sheep, and then you can watch them actually do the milling of their yarn, of their wool, and they would how they process the wool from the sheep all the way to the table. You would see how it's all done, and it's really interesting to me. I love watching that kind of stuff, and I like it. I like watching that kind of stuff. Uh, uh, I just get into all of it. And we have a mill down here where I live. It's a processing mill where you take your wool. You could take wool, alpaca, any kind of fibers from an animal, and you take it to him, and he's got this factory, and he takes the wool and he starts out washing the wool first. Well, now you don't wash it and wool and felt it together. You have to wash it a certain way, and then you have to lay it out on these screens and fluff it out and clean it. They more or less rinse it when they wash the wool. They rinse it, and then they get all of the barn matter, anything from the barn, the hay, the grass, the dirt, the wool. The animals, live outside. So you can imagine how dirty the wool can be if they've never washed their hair. So it can get pretty dirty. And there's oil on the wool as well. And they have a way of technique of putting a little bit of soap on that to get the lanolin off of the wool, and then they lay it out and let it dry. I've been to the factory a couple times, so I know how they process it. And then they put it through a machine that combs it and fluffs it, and then they do that about 3 different times, and then it goes through a combing technique, and after the drying, they go through the dryer, and then they comb it in the same direction, and then it comes out like this, and it's called roving wool, and it comes out into a little tube just like this, and then it goes into uh, the spinning machines, and it pulls off, and you actually make yarn. That's how they make the yarn. And you can spin it yourself. And I do have a spinning wheel, and I have spun. I'm not real great at it, but I did do it. I have done it. And it's a lot of fun. And it's work, but it's fun to see how it's processed. So, is Barry in here? Hi, Barry. I see someone said hi, Storms. He must be in here. There he is. They look like torture devices. That's right. That's right. They can be. They can be. So anyway, here's my heart. I'm going to continue to work on my heart. This is going to be to Joe. And I'm just going to watch my fingers. And there's two shades. There's really two shades in there. So you see the marble effect? See the real dark over here and the lighter over there? I like it. I like it. It's not boring, it's a pretty heart. So anyway, I'm gonna finish this heart up. And this will go with Joe's Valentine card. And he is outside. Yep, he's still out in the barn. He's out in the barn. So I made him a card and I hot glued it down. I can glue it back. These I had these hearts and they didn't have stickers on them, so I put a daub of hot glue down and I made him a card. So it says, if I could live my life over again, I would find you sooner and love you longer. Happy Valentine's Day. So there's his little card made with love. So I'll give him this little heart. This little heart. I'll turn my hot glue gun back on. And this will go with the card. Yes, Belinda, isn't that cool? So let me get my other little refining needles out here. These are the small needles. And like I said, I've been doing this for so long. I've done a lot of different things with my wools. I've done a lot of wet felting. I do have a fabric journal. That's a cloth fabric journal that I have with things that I've made with material and wool is in that book, and I've showed that several times. And there's a girl named Sophina. Sophina is her name, and she has a business of felting. It's her job, full-time job, and she does this online, and she does classes, and she has kits that she puts together, and she does a lot of forced animals. And she's very inspirational to me. I've watched her a lot, and she had these kits where if it's a rabbit or a lion, she'll put these kits together, and she made a video of how to make a lion. And Sharon Lumbar bought the CD and the kit and everything, and then she passed the CD on to me, and I've never done the lion, and I felt so guilty of that, but I still have it, and I still want to do it. I just haven't done it yet, and I really ought to do that. Watch that video and make the lion. But I have showed you how I've done horses, and I've done cows, and I've done some people over the years. And but Sharon, if you're friends with her on Facebook, go to her photos on Facebook, and she's got some of her felting items that she has made for her personal use in her photos in on Facebook. Very nice. She does very nice work. Very, very nice. And I'm more, like I said, you all know I am a crafter. I'm a jack of all trades. I do everything. I like to do everything. And some things I do very well, like ornaments. I do ornaments very well, I think. And but I have a hard time sitting here just doing this and not doing something else with y'all. So that's why I will only do this for a little while and then we'll get into painting or something. We'll move on. So if the heart isn't pointy enough for you, here's how you fix it. So you want to make this a little pointier. So you go in from the side, and I'm going to go this direction to make that pointy, to get that pointier down here. You can also add some more yarn, but you can go stab in that direction and stretch that wool over here to make that point, like that. You can maneuver it around a little bit. So I'm checking out the edges. See how I made that pointy? By stretching it down. Now I'm poking that direction and I have to come back out that direction. I cannot change the direction of that needle or I will break it. So I have to be very particular on how I do that. My hand goes that direction and it has to come back that direction. So you all can check that out. And you can say it's not real straight and you don't like that, you can cut it because it's felted and it will not unravel. It might come a little looser and you might want to detail a little bit more with the needle, but you can cut that and it will not hurt a thing. It will not, it's there. Just like when you get these man-made sheets of felt pieces from Walmart, they're like what? I think they used to be 20 cents a piece and now they're 30, 40 cents a piece. But these little felted sheets that you get from Walmart, you can cut it and you can cut shapes out of it. Well, that's really what we're making. Only we're starting from scratch with the wool. And if you go to how it's made on YouTube, how it's made, you can watch them make felt. It's so interesting, I'm telling you. I love to watch stuff like that. And you can watch them make these sheeted they sell it by the bolt, and then they cut them in squares and do whatever, for crafts. But you can buy felt by the bolt. Hi, Christina. So anyway, you see how I got that pointy now. My secret, it's not a secret, it's a technique. But I did do one time. I took red and blue, or I took a red heart and I cut it in half, and then I felted it back together with blue wool, and I made a purple stripe down the middle of it where I felted them back together, because that's what you can do. Hi, Doretha. Hi, Candy. You can cut it and stack it and put it back together and all kinds of stuff. And like I said, go to Google and type in felting and type images. Click images, and you will get all kinds of things that people felt. And then I would take a piece of red. I got that red ribbon. What did I do with it? Come back. Come back. It was here a second ago. Put that over there. What did I do with it? It's got to be right here. Here it is. I could take a piece of red felt. And this velvet it's kind of felted, but it's done with this real smoothy, sleeky, pretty uh, velvet fabric. So I'm just going to take a piece of this and what I can do is I can make me a little tiny snippet right there. Won't hurt a thing if I do. So let me just fix this up right here. How are we going to make this ribbon look good? Oh boy. Watch this. Watch the mastermind create. I've never done this before, but I'm doing it now. So this corner right here is still too fuzzy. There we go. You just keep poking until it's the way you want it to be. And I can continue to work on this before the 14th. I still got a few days left. So I'm going to take, and right there, I'm going to fold it in half, and I'm going to make one little snippet, not at the edge of it, but down below it. Just 1 centimeter. I made that little slit right there. I made a little cut because it's a fabric now. And then I'm going to take my velvet ribbon and stick it in there. And then it'll come up at the top. And I'll just let those little points feather out a little bit, right? Just like that. And that's how we're going to hang it up. And I'm going to put one little dot of hot glue right there to hold it together. The littlest bit. And then he can take and hang this up. And I can take and felt this back together a little bit more if it's too big. Won't hurt a thing. We'll felt it back together if it's too big. But I think that's cute. I'm watching my fingers. Felting it back around that ribbon so that the hole's not too big. And I think I'm going to add one more little dot of glue right there to hold it together. To make it uniform. Like that. So what else can we put on there? We could put a button. We could put a heart. I might have some more of these little foamy hearts. And I could even put a little piece of wool back over, lay it on there and stitch that back together if I wanted to. I don't think I need to, though. I think it's going to be just fine. I'm loving it. It's a work in progress. But I might have something else. I might have a charm. I have some heart charms in probably my bead box. I might be able to find something. You could put a key. A key would look cute. The key to my heart. I could hang a key on there. I got all kinds of stuff in this box. I could put another bow right there. See, that would look cute. I could hang a key on there. Let me find a key. I think they're in the other box. I've got a heart. This is some old jewelry. I could put that on there. Kind of like the black bow. And the hanging, I could do both. And I could also hang a key. There's one. Look at this. Wow. That's a big one. I could just put the key on there. I could glue it on there or hang it on there. I think it would be cute to put it on, glue it on. I think I'd glue it on. I could still put that black bow on there. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? What do you all like? It's for Joe, so I think the key would do good. I might have maybe a smaller key if that one's too big. I've got more keys. I've got gears, clocks, safety pins. I think the key would look good too. Let's just put the key on there. Then we'll be done with it. And I can glue them on there. And I do like that little black bow. It's kind of tight. It's kind of holding the key on there. Yeah, I can put both. So let's see what we can do. This is a big key too, one of the biggest ones. It's got a it must be St. Christopher on the round thing because there's a cross on the back. So I'm going to glue it down just like that. And that will go to there. We'll just let that cool off. There's Joe's Valentine. He'll get a big kick because I made it. And I'll have it right there, and he can hang that up if he wants to. All right. Good deal. Now, let's see. We did our butterfly. What else? It's 7 o'clock, so I'm going to go ahead and put some of this away. And we did good. We made 2. And this will go into the butterfly book. So I'll go ahead and get the butterfly book out. And we'll see if we can't just refine this just one little bit more. Gotta take your time. Make sure the antlers are out of the way. And the more I do this, the thinner it will be for the butterfly book. The butterfly book is getting quite fluffy. But if that's the way it's going to be, then that's the way it's going to be. There's nothing we can do about it now. We took out every other page in the book to allow for fluffiness, but we just found an abundant amount of butterflies. And I found some more this afternoon. I found some more butterflies this afternoon. I got more butterflies in this place. We could take off. And let's see if I can find them real quick. They're sitting right here. And I also, after we paint and get enough time, I've got some books that I found in my possession here that we can do a flip through for you. I found 2 books. I've got an old scavenger hunt book, and this one is tags. I don't know if it's dogs or cats. And yeah. So here is some more butterflies I found. And then I found some Kincaid stickers. But these are just, I could still use these. These are girls. All kinds of girls. This would look good in my vintage book. I think that's all I found for the butterfly book. I thought there was something else, but I don't see it. So anyway, I'll get the butterfly book. It's right here. So it's getting quite fluffy. So, but this should go in here. So we could put it in here like that and let it hang. Like that. That's all it needs. And it can just hang in there. So, Janet's going to bed. Okay. Thank you, Janet, for coming in. Sleep tight. Don't slip down under the bed. So then I have these butterflies. So we could take this big one here and put it in there somehow. I'll put it on a different page. I'll put it over here. I'll put that on this side. This was from Stephanie, and I put a butterfly on it so that it would qualify to go in the butterfly book. And she made me this little booklet. It opens and closes just like that. Isn't that cute? And there's a butterfly inside of it. But I added this little butterfly so it would go good with this page. And this bookmark from Brenda. There you go. That's a nice little page. I need to glue that down. So get another glue stick here. And I can glue it down right here. The little book. And then the bookmark, I can put it maybe like right there. And all I need is a little dot here and there so that it won't fall out. So there's that page. And then this page, we'll just take and fold this guy in half and put him in there like that. And we'll glue him in the gutter. And tack him down a little bit. And I don't have to glue all of it. I can just do a little on the wing like that. Perfect. That's all you need. Just a little tack down. And then I have some more butterflies in here that would go good on this page with him. This pink butterfly is pretty. And look at this pink one. Pink and black. So I think they ought to go in there. So we'll just do a little bit here and there. And then I got some baby butterflies. Let's look at some of these little babies. And we could put one up here. One over here. Which ones? They're different. And we'll put these in the butterfly bag over here. I got a butterfly bag. I didn't know I had this many butterflies. They multiplied. But these are all the other butterflies that I have left over so far. I've used a bunch of these in here already. And these, I will go ahead and, somebody might have gave me these. It's quite possible somebody gave these to me. But I could put these down in the other bag and get rid of that bag. So I'm kind of consolidating the butterflies. So there. But that's the rest of the butterflies. And we did 2 pages there. How about that? How about that? I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, so we just added some more fluffiness to the butterfly book. We're going to have to put a binder on it to tie it shut. So I'm going to put my needle away so I don't break it. And I'm going to lay these over there. I'm going to put the wool away in my little wool container here. So we color coordinated. We got blue and reds. And this is a cupcake holder, by the way, from Tupperware. It's a Tupperware cupcake thing. And then the orange ones by the red. And we're ready for the next project. I was going to do a clover, so I will do that next time. We'll make a clover next time. And I'll leave this out. So I don't need that. So there's our felt, our wools. And this will go over there too, because I don't need it anymore tonight. And let's paint. Let's paint. So I was going to try to do some ACTs for March, and this is what I've got started for ATCs. This is just scrapbook paper, and I glued another piece on the back side of them so that they're double-sided scrapbook paper, and we're going to make ACTs out of this. And I was thinking, I did buy this little kit here. These are felt shamrocks, but they're going to be too big to go on an ACT. So I might have to find me some. I might have to make some. So I thought about maybe trying to felt some baby shamrocks to put on my ACT cards. Wouldn't that be cute? If I did them real thin and real small, I think I can get it in an envelope with one stamp to my trades. So we're going to do that. We'll do that again next week. Tuesday, I'll be painting with friends on Tuesday, and Colleen will be joining me, and maybe somebody else, if anybody else wants to stream with us on Tuesday night to paint for a paint alongs, you're invited. You just need to let me know so I can message you the link, and I will try to send you a picture of what we're going to paint so we can all paint the same thing. So tonight, let me get my paint book back out, and we'll paint something for the rest of the evening. And then when we get done with this, I'll try to do a flip through on one of my books over here. We'll do a flip through. So I have some girls in my possession, in my photos. We did her, and I guess I could let you all pick. We've got we've got this little girl. Let's see if I can get her here. And she's got a balloon, and we can make it a heart balloon. Let's paint her for tonight for Valentine's. So I think she'll be sweet to do, and I think I can do it with my brush pens. So she has on a little faded red dress, but I'm going to make it more redsy. I'm going to make it more red. So let me get a pen, and I will draw her out with an ink pen. And she's got a little pony up there. I don't know if I like that or not. Should I should I try to be exact or just leave the little pony off? She's got a little pony up there. So here's her hair and her part and her hair over here. And she kind of goes down like this, and then her ear, she's got an ear, her little ear. And she's got an ear over here. And her hair goes down like this. Hi, Joe.
Hello, sweetheart.
What you doing? Her
Yeah,
hair is
I'm calling it an evening.
her hair is going down behind her ears. She's got her hair behind her
Mm.
ears. And she's got round eyes. And she's looking up too. The last girl we did was looking up.
Mm.
She was looking up.
Got that upward
Up,
looking.
up and away.
Yeah, yeah. Hello, hello.
So let's do that. There's that. And she's got eyebrows. And she has a little nose. A little nose.
Yeah, little nose for a little girl with little ears.
And a little smile. And then her face comes down like here. It's a little kind of a squarish face. Like that.
Perfect.
And like that. And she will have a little bit of blush.
There's a little blush on the cheeks.
And we could give her a little bit of freckles.
Well,
She's got freckles. And then we're going to make her neck and then her dress and she's got on, it's kind of like a jumper. So we'll go down to this way and then down all the way. And then we don't see her feet, but we see her ankles. So if we make her ankles, we got to make her feet. She don't have feet. So
No feet.
let's
You
do this.
put her some of those toes that rose up on, like the clown, not the clown, but the
Elf shoes.
elf feet. Yeah.
There's a
Or,
dress.
or put some boots on her like you got with the
Yeah,
flowers, and you could put the flowers in there,
I could.
red flowers.
And here's her
How come
hand.
your thing's not showing up on who's on it?
I'm on a different program,
Oh, you are.
and it's not even moving.
No,
I don't know what's going on. Did you touch it?
I haven't touched nothing.
Mm-hmm.
It was like that when I walked in.
No, it's moving now. It's moving.
Oh, I see it. We're right up on top.
So we'll make her hand, and then her other arm
Restring.
is coming down, and then she's holding her balloon. So it's going to go
Mm.
up, and here's her sleeve, and then her arm, and her hand is holding a balloon
Blue.
like that, and she's going to have a string going up, and then she's going to have a balloon design like this, and it's going to go up, and it's going to make a heart.
Oh.
It's a heart
For,
balloon.
for Valentine's Day.
That's what it is.
So you're going to be the first one to make a balloon heart, huh?
Mm-hmm.
For Valentine's Day.
So there's her other arm, and this is going to be
Look at that.
continuing her hair, and it's going to be down behind her face, all the way behind her neck. That's going to be her hair.
Yeah.
And I will do that up a little bit better
You put a little
as we
butterfly in there or something.
as we go. And she's got a little pom pom pony on her hair, and I'm not real happy about it, but I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it. And I got to make a it's got to come together somehow. I messed up, but that's okay. We'll fix it. We can fix it. So there's her hair, and I'm going to use my acrylic paint pens. And you know how I did the other girl the other day, and I was able to go over top of it if I needed to go back over top of it to make it look better. But that looks all right. That's okay. And I realized she's a lot more, skinnier up here. I made her a little bit more uh, chubby, but that's okay. That's just what she looks like. So here's her legs and her stockings, and then her ankles, and then we got to do her shoes. So, shall we give her some Mary Jane? We'll give her some Mary Jane. So, let's see. Her shoes are going to have a strap over here, and usually there's like a little button or a pearl, and then there's a this away and then this away and make her little slippers like that. Something like that. I just keep making a line until, and then we can make her some little lace socks. So that's all right. That'll be okay. So we'll make her go down a little bit, and then we'll give her another shoe. Her shoe's gonna go like this, and then like this. Yeah, and a little pearl or a little button there. So there's her shoes. They kind of look like flip flops, but that's okay. We're not judging. We're not judging. They're little flip flops. So now let's color her dress and her hair and her face. So I did like this peachy color for her face that we used the last time. And she's got dark hair, and there is a gray and a black that we could use for her hair. There's another bronzy gray. Those three might work for her hair. And then for her balloon, I'd like to have two different shades of reds. So I can highlight it in this darker red. And these two look very much alike. They look very much alike. I can't tell the difference.
One on the left.
Huh?
One on the left is the strongest.
And
I can't either.
they look very similar.
Well, that one on the bottom now does.
This one's the strongest on here. And these two are very similar. Very, very similar. And I can't tell them apart. So we're going to do her dress and the balloon in those two shades. And then she's got a gray blouse on, but I think I'm going to make it something else. Let's make it something else than gray. Let's make it something else. What else would go with red? A purple, a light purple. How about we do it in a light purple or a light blue? We could do it in this blue for her blouse.
Well,
or the purple.
That's the perfect blue.
So anyway, just going to get started here. Get our cookie cutters out of the way. So I'm going to start off with the balloon for some reason. I don't know why. The light blue? Okay. Alrighty. Now I could also vision because these are paint markers. So I can, after that dries, I can do another shade on top of it. And I was going to do it, outline it in the darker red, and I will, but I could also highlight it with a white for highlighting. So let's let that dry for just a minute. I'm going to go right on into her dress. And yes, I messed up on her dress. It shouldn't be quite that fluffy, but you know, sometimes when we're making our clothes, when we sew, things just don't turn out exactly like the pattern. So so we just like it because it's a new dress. That's the way it's going to be. So there. Just the way it is. She's still cute. So did you get all your weed eating done today, Joe?
Pretty close. Pretty close. There's a lot of dead brush. It's got frozen and
Yeah.
yeah,
You'll have a lot of rubbish, huh?
having a lot of extra rubbish to put out on the road.
And we can make her socks. I'm gonna make her socks red, little red socks, red and white. So that's the lighter of the red, and this is the darker red. See if you could tell. I don't think you can tell if I outlined that balloon. I don't really think you could tell that much. It's there, but I don't think it's that much.
Can't tell.
It's just
Got your little string hanging on, holding the.
yeah. So what I think I'm gonna do, let me let that dry, and I will. I'm gonna use the white pen after that dries.
So
So
what color eyes she gonna have? She gonna have green eyes,
Will, she's got dark eyes.
dark eyes.
Yeah, it's got a lot of paint in it.
I don't guess she wears her glasses, does she?
Nope, not today. She don't get her eyes examined until next year.
Oh, that's good coordination.
So that's cute. And then her skin, her face, going to be this shade. It's a peach, traditional peach. This pen, the ink pen that I used, was not permanent ink, so it smears. So I have to make do. That wasn't the gel pen. I used a different pen tonight. So the wetness of this marker smears it just a little bit. Thanks for the hearts. Somebody's giving me some hearts. Be real easy here. So don't smear her. I'll get my pencils out to smear her freckles. So let me get my peach pencil out. Not that one. Not that one. Mm, it's going to have black lead because it's one of those pencils, special pencils. Not that one. I don't see it. Come on. Don't be hiding on me. Don't be hiding. It's not that one. Is it that one? Nope. It's not that one. I was getting warm. I've got these skin tone pencils, and they're in black uh, wood, and one of them is a peach, and it looks like that one, but that's yellow, and it's a good one. If I can't find it, I'll have to make do. I can make do with this one because this is peach too. This one's it. This is the good one. It matches, but it don't. It's not wet, so it won't smear my ink pen. Her face looks awful. She's got a little bit of acne. She's seeing a skin doctor on Monday. We'll see if we can't fix it. Mm-hmm. So let's try this. We're going to put some contour. What's it? What's it? Is it contour makeup on her that hides the skin blemishes? Bye, Chris. We'll see you in the morning if I'm up. I probably won't be up at 8:15. She's going to stream in the morning, you guys, if y'all want to watch her. Does that look too bad? I think it'll be okay. I'm just going to do a real good job on her hair, and that way it'll overcome her face.
It's real bright.
Does it look bad, Joe?
No, she just looks like she's,
Got a little bit of blemish.
yeah.
Well, we all have to go through that little ugly
She
duckling
looks like your mama
stage.
when she was little.
I went through a little ugly duckling stage.
Yeah.
I had acne. So that's good. I like that. So now I'm going to try the white pen on the balloon, and I think it's going to work as a highlight. And we might do a little one of those things on there. And we can do a little bit,
Hashtag.
yeah, hashtag. We'll do a little bit around
That's
her,
pretty cute.
little, little
If
something,
she was
something.
a boy, you could take and put two little lines on her kneecaps, like she'd been playing.
Mm-hmm.
She's a working girl. She helped her mama cook.
It's a romper. It's a romper jumper. She's been rompering
Yeah.
around.
Get your romper jumper. Well, that looks cute.
All right, now I'm going to put, I've got her hair, and I'm going to get this gray and do her shoes in the gray.
Bottom gray. Or the okay. Yeah, I like gray shoes. I like my gray shoes.
Joe got a brand new pair of gray shoes, and he loves them.
And they're like uh,
They're
hunting dog
suede.
gray.
They're suede.
Yeah, they're suede.
So we got little gray shoes. That's all right. And I can still make her shoes
Now, is she a crafter
red.
girl?
Why, sure.
Is she gonna put her a couple pockets and put a pin or two out, hanging out?
Yes, we could do pockets.
Put her a. You don't have to be a big, fat, flat one.
Well, see, with these pens, these paint pens,
You know those.
I can paint on top.
Yeah.
And I can paint a pocket on.
Okay.
That's the beauty of these acrylic markers. Is one enough? Yeah. We don't
Mm-hmm.
want to overdo it.
Yeah. She can't. She can't stick
I
her
got
hand
to
in her
do
pocket.
peach for her hands here.
If she sticks her hand in her pocket, she'll lose her balloon.
She won't. She gonna hang on to it.
Mm.
She hadn't lost it yet. So now we're gonna do her hair, and I'm gonna start off with this, with the grays, and then I'll finish with that black one. Let's see how we can do here. Hair's behind her ears. That's good.
Want a pizza?
Huh?
Want a pizza?
Do I want a pizza?
Uh-huh.
You got one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go put it above it.
Okay. So there's her hair. That looks good. I'm not done with her hair though. I got more layers. Oh, we got to do her ankles. Her ankles got to be peach too. I'm bouncing. Can you all tell? 54 degrees in Arkansas. Oh my gosh.
Arkansas.
Yeah. What's the temperature out, Joe?
I think it's 50. Pretty close 54. It might be. Let me see.
I think it got up into the 60s today. Oh, two pockets? I still have the blue pen out. We'll do two. We'll do two. And I will outline them in black too. I think it'll be pretty with the outline.
It's about 47.
It's 47 now. Woo, we're having a little cold snap.
But chill. It got a little chilly. I like it. I like working outside when it's cold.
Yeah, that's not too bad. Okay, we got two pockets. Thank you. Oh, Marty says it's a heat wave. She's got 12 degrees.
12. Oh my.
Oh
Lions and
my.
tigers and bears.
Oh my. So this is another gray.
Hi Marty.
We are just doing all kinds of things
And
tonight.
you can make her have a smaller face. Like a smaller chin face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you want me to give you a piece of paper?
No, I would not even try to do it. I'd probably mess it up.
We're not done. I've got the black yet to do. And this stuff is just like the highlights in our hair. So far, it looking good.
Uh,
So let me get the black one out.
she's got calic in the back.
She's got this little ponytail back there.
Oh, well, you can put a little string bob on it the way you wear yours,
Yeah.
or some kind of a little brace.
I'll put a thread string in her hair. A ribbon.
Yeah, that gets there straightened out.
Joe likes to tell me how to paint. I'm not finished. Gotta give me a chance. Can't do it all at once. Have to do it in stages. Cover her roots. So I can still do some more highlighting with the gray or even the white. But we'll use this gray. Whoever gave her her haircut did a great job.
Yeah, her hair looks really nice.
And then I'm going to take that white pen and I'm going to cover up some of these boo-boos. Boo-boos. We got some boo-boos up here. Just a little bit. Not too much. So I think that looks good. And I'm going to take the black again. I'll take the fine tip and I'm going to go over her outline a little bit. Like that. So that looks good. At least her clothes. Shall I end there? She needs a little more rosy in her cheeks. Okay. Got a pink pencil out. I'll start with this one. Nope. What do I do? Nope. Not that one. Nope. Not that one. We want pink, not orange. We don't want the orange ones. How about that one there? See how that works. Just have to work for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that looks good.
Still not red enough. How's that look?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's good. Put some of these away. What else, guys? I'll get a, let me get some thread.
Mixture. Could have put that in the, through a needle and run it through her paper,
Mm-hmm.
tie knots.
Yeah.
Put a little bit on
Mm-hmm. I don't think you can see it enough. It's clear.
What was it?
It was a heart,
Oh,
and
that's a clear circle with a little spot on it.
it wasn't enough. It's just not enough, but I've got the one I want to use, and I'll find it in just a second before we leave. We got plenty of time to find it. I know where it is. So let me get this on first. How did that get turned off? Gotta let that warm up. So I think. Oh, we got glitter glue. We'll put a little glitter glue on it. We'll put glitter on the balloon. Well, shoot. Come off. Get off of there. Like that. I think that looks good. It's going to dry real nice. I think I like that. And we'll put some color in the background. So I'm thinking of a light purple in the background since she's got a blue shirt. So I've got my brush right here. And we'll put some water here. And we'll use this color here. Like that. Everybody doing okay? While I'm doing all this magic, Doing fine. Good. Okay. Good to know. Good to know. Okay. That looks good. Need some more water. Hey, get out of the way. You get out of the way. How'd that get? That must have come from the page before. Got a little bit of ink from the other page. That's okay. We won't we won't hold it against anybody. And this paper is so much nicer. It's the Canton paper, and it's heavier than that other paper I had. It doesn't curl as much. It's a heavier paper. So put a little bit of there, right there. Did that. That looks good there. A little bit there. Put that away. Put that over there. And I got my hot glue gun on. Put my little bow up here in her hair. Little red bow. Like that. And I think I might have a little heart to put right there. Is it too purpley? No, it doesn't bleed through it much at all either. None of the paint pens didn't bleed through. So uh, any last requests for her? I'm gonna get a little heart to put right there. I got a heart to put on her. Oh, give me just a minute to stretch my legs. Your glasses there, sir. And I know exactly where my hearts are. Right here. This is one of my favorite bead boxes. This is my pink beads. So I have this one and this one. That's a pink one, but I don't know if I would like that one or not, but I'll show it to you. It's pink. Oh, that's a flat back right there. But I'm thinking I'm going to use that one dark one right there. That's what I had in mind. We've got some charms. We could put a love on there. We could put a, a silver charm on there. We got that one. We got this one. Uh, Handmade with love. There's more. But wait, there's more. By all means. Got that one. This is the one I was looking for. This one's a cute one too. This one here. I like that one or this red one here, this pink one. Let's see what it looks like on her shirt. That one may just blend in too much. Uh, but I like this one. And I can take the jump ring off. This one says love. That's not too bad. The love one's not bad. This little pink one matches the background like a purple. Yeah, you're right, it does. But can you see it on the red shirt? Hi, Jessie. You're welcome, Jessie. Oh, this big purple one. Yes, it does. And it's a flat back, so it would show up. This one here doesn't show up enough on the red because it's iridescent. It's really more pink. But I like that one, and I like this little silver one here that says love on it. I could take the jump ring off, and it would lay flat on her. You like the love one? Okay. So all I have to do is get my needle nose pliers over here and just get this jump ring off here. It's a spring one, but I can still get it off. We'll get her off. We got her off. And it lays flat in the book, and it won't. That's good. That'd be good. It'll lay flat. Okay. We'll put all these others back. Yeah, that's right, Ellen. I'm the boss. We're going to do what I want. No, I think that one is a good choice. And it says love. So we're just going to glue it down. We're going to put a little dot of glue right there. And we will lay it down there. Ta-da! All right. Okay. So I think we're done with this one. I'll put my other doolollies back in there. Save this for another day. All right, we did her. We got these little series of these little girls going on here. That turned out really cute. You know what? I did better on that than what I thought I was going to do. But we're going to do some more of that Tuesday. Uh, I need to put my thing on here. You want to make a string? Okay, I can give her a string. I'll do it with my ink pen. Put up some of these pencils. These are all Marcos. But I can just make her a little chain there. But I still like to do a little bit more. A little bit of decorations. for some reason. A little doodling. Okay, I'm happy with her. Put those up, and let's get the ink pad out, and we'll put my stamp on it. Very cute. And you know what? I didn't put her in the group. I'll put both of them in the group, uh, in the Facebook group. I forgot to put her in. I like this stamp. Jessie, thank you, honey. She's the one who encouraged me to buy that stamp. It's all her fault. So we're gonna give Jessie the credit, and then I'm gonna put it over here on this one too. And then I'll get the date. The date. The date thing, a dingy. And we have time to do a flip through. So today is the 7th. What does this have on it? What was the other day? It was we'll just put the 7th on it. 5, 4, 5, 6, 7. We'll just put the 7th on them. We know we did it around that time. It's not like it's going to court or anything. Proof. I swear I was that night. I didn't do it, Your Honor. I swear I wasn't there. I was in my art room. But I do have to let this hot glue, this glitter glue dry. So I will. Good night, Ellen. I'm going to do a flip through. It's cold where you are. Oh my goodness. I'm going to do a flip through, so don't go nowhere. I'm going to do a scavenger hunt flip through from whenever I did this one. This was done 2019. 2019. That was a long time ago. So this was Janet Young's scavenger hunt, and I have a list of all of the prompts, and they're in no particular order, and they're in here in no particular order. So here is, I have collect autographs. So I got an autograph of Jada, and I've got my autograph in here of two people, me and my friend, a little girlfriend. It didn't say whose autograph, right? A positive phrase or quote. Stop asking me to trust you while I'm still coughing up water from the last time you drowned me. Unknown. That's kind of snarky, wasn't it? A page of purple. Fingerprint bees. These are thumbprints. I'm not going to go through 100 of these, okay? A page 11. This is page 11 out of any book, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 books, page 11s. I just couldn't stop with one. Here's a page of gray. Here is ink paint splots, where I splotted paint. Scribble with a crayon or colored pencil. That's what that is. A fortune cookie. I made a fortune cookie, and then I put my own little fortune in there. Here is draw or paint bubbles. This one was cute. It says use string or ribbon, and I made a heart out of it all and just glued it down. Draw a piano keyboard. Your favorite rubber stamp, and this was a butterfly. Something from your local library. That went on the other page. It's all right. A page of stickers. Remember when your childhood. So I put on here, remember when we used to make these little chains out of the chewing gum paper? We made the little chewing gum silver paper chains. And then I found a little picture of a swing set, and that we used to swing all the time. And then I have here memories from your childhood. And I've got this chain here, and I'm not quite sure what that is. Oh, it's a tree. It's a tree, and there's a rope. And we lived on the riverbank, on the Ohio River. And Daddy found this big old rope, and it was like from a barge, okay? And it had these knots on it every so often. And he hung it up in our tree, and we would swing on that rope all the time. We swung on that thing every day. That's what this tree is, the big old tree. And we had a tree house up in that tree too. Here is an alphabet collage, and I cut out the alphabet. Here is a paper doll, and this is from Dagwood. I've got Dagwood paper dolls. Here is a Valentine, something vintage, foil, and I just glued down a piece of foil. Yeah. Here is a create a colorful page using washi tape. Pattern page. And I glued down several layers of pattern paper because you can see through it. I just did a collage. Something that depicts perspective, and you're either looking up or looking down. And here is create a t-shirt saying, why fit in when you're made to stand out. And then I found this sticky note of a t-shirt, and I put it on there too. And this is a real t-shirt out of a magazine. I cut it out, and then I cut this white paper to make the t-shirt saying. T-shirt page. A page of colorful circles. I did that. Some of my painting paper. A paw print, and I had the little paw print too, and I drew the big one. Labels out of clothing. This was out of a shirt that I had. Use a rubber stamp that you never use. Include an animal, and I found a fox. I mean a wolf. So there was some of my from 2019. How about that? So we'll put that back in the box over yonder to put away. And then I have this box, and this is dogs. It must be dog tags. So let's unhook it, and I haven't looked at it for a while. See what we got. Oh yeah, here we go. These are dog tags, and they all look like this size, and they all have some kind of a tassel to make the tops of the book. So we did the alphabet. So this is Artie, and he's got on some jewelry. There's Artie. Have you been watching the reels where or the videos where they go to the animal shelter and everybody sits in a circle and they let the dogs choose their their person? Have you ever seen those videos? They're so cute. The dogs go into the room and they get to pick who their person is. Here's Buddy. There's Buddy. These were back in 2020. Here's Chi Chi. I did all these online. Here's Dudley. Can you all see pretty good? Oh, this guy here. You remember the hats we used to make that looked like a sailboat hat? That's what that was supposed to be. That's Captain Edward, and he's got a sailboat hat on and a mermaid on his back. It was nautical. Here's Frenchy Fry. He's French. He's musical. He's got a musical tag on. Happy Mail. I think it was Happy Mail. Here is Saint George. Happy Heart. Irving. He's Wolfie. Irving Wolfie McPhee. He's Irish. Jax Jr. He's just a puppy. Oh my gosh, look at this one. Calopsy Pearl. I think this is about to break. It just got one string. He's one of them dogs. Little boy, and he's a baby boy, and he's got blue on him with a baby bottle. Yeah, he's a Commodore. This is a Commodore. I've got it on the back. A Commodore dog. And here is Lucy, named after Lucille Ball. And we've got Ricky. We started going rogue, guys. And then we have Sprocket. And it's not a dog. She's just a person riding a motorcycle. We went crazy. We went crazy that week. And we have Axel. He's a race car driver. Then we have Button. He's got all the buttons. We have Ginger. Ginger darling. Button was a bulldog in the Florida Keys. He had a bone and a hat for all to see. And Ginger has a little gingerbread man down here on her. That's made out of pottery, and that's one of my pottery creations. And then here we have Fred. And then we have Maddie. You were meant to be loved. The best dog. She plays best dog in the show. And then we have Nora. And she's taken out of from my dog. And we have Opie, and he's been fishing. There's a fishing rod, and he's got the hook, and Yeah, little Opie. He's got a little straw hat. He hangs out down at the pond. We have Gerald Patton. He's a German dog. We have Patty and Pat. This was for St. Patrick's time. They have matching green dresses, mother daughter. And then we have Patrick. His also name is Rufus. They call him Rufus down at the pub. And then we have Saint and Pat and then Rick. We have Saint Patrick. And there's two horses and a dog for Saint Patrick. You see how it goes? And then here's another clover. Oh, look, we have a clover in here. This was before we ever knew about Stephanie's clover. How about that? And it was on St. Patrick's Day back in 2020. And that was the last one. Boy, those were the days. Those were the days. We thought they'd never end. So there's your there is the ending to your day. So we put those back in the book box for next time. So guys, I'm gonna quit. I think that's it for the day. I've had a lot of fun. I'm glad you all were here with me. My goodness, there's 32 of y'all in here. Shall I go back and show you what we felted? We felted this for Joe. We felted the heart. And we felted the butterfly. He's in the butterfly book. And that's all we felted today. So next week, Tuesday, we'll be painting along with Colleen and anybody else who wants to come and paint with us. And then Thursday, I might bring back out the felting and maybe we'll felt a clover. Get ready for St. Patrick's Day, and maybe we'll do some of the ATC cards that I want to get started on. I want to start doing some ATC cards. And that's going to be for March trade. Our March trade is going to be St. Patrick's Day ATC cards. Okay? Shh, here comes Joe. Don't tell him. We did good. We did good on that. We'll hide it. We have to hide that till next week. Okay, everybody. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. Give me a thumbs up, and I shall be back. If you need anything, message me. So you all have a great evening, a great rest of the weekend, and I'll be back on Tuesday. I'll see you all in the chat room somewhere. Okay? Marty wants to do ACTs. Well, we got just a minute. I can go ahead and start taking names for March. I'll be taking names next week too. So it's just the beginning. We're not even at March yet. So how many ACTs you want to do, Marty? You know how many you want to make? You're welcome, Jacqueline. Yes, absolutely. Try something new. And if y'all have any questions about anything, be sure and ask me. She wants to do 4. Okay. So she's starting off the ATCs with 4. I'll have this out for next week too. But we're going to do ACTs, artist trading cards. Sometimes I'm call them ACTs or ATCs. I say them both ways. Oh, okay. So, thank you, everybody, and I'll see you all soon. Good night. That's right, St. Patty's Day. Anything St. Patty's Day. Anything green. Jassy wants three. Okay, Jassy. I'll put you down. Okay. I'll have it out next week too. We'll talk about it again. You remember making that book, the dog tags? We did cat tags too. I'll have to find it and watch it and show it to y'all. I'll see if I can't find it. It's in there. It's in here. Good night.